Excellent first over. 6 for 1.
A look at the two sides. A couple of debutants for Zimbabwe, Ben Curran and Newman Nyamuri. Ben Curran out there and will face up for the first time. A debutant for India as well, Ashok Sharma. That's what he's done in T20s. Yeah, he too can crank it up. Ashok Sharma is good to watch for the Gujarat Titans. Special moment for him.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you dream about this moment. It could be against anyone. You have been working hard towards it. You've had a decent outing in the IPL. And he too, just like Mayank Yadav, for me, caught everyone's attention with the speeds. And also he's pretty strong from Rajasthan. And possibly slipped out of the selection process for GT after a few expensive games. But as you said, another speed merchant.
We speak always about the bounce here at Harare Sports Club. They can exploit it. Shot! Nicely done, just picked up off the legs. Curran gets away in T20 internationals in fine style.
Yeah, again, a big moment for him too. Coming on the back of that 100 against Bangladesh at the very same ground, so you know what these conditions are all about. And minimal fuss, just a flick, kicks it over square leg. Yeah, for all these Indian fast bowlers, especially with the likes of Bumrah, Siraj.
Shot again, lovely, pitched up and put away, a confident player with runs under his belt.
Yeah, already early indications from the left-hander that he prefers the onside. Just clearing his front leg. Ball was shaping into him, pitched up. And easily done. And just to finish that point, for all these bowlers, there are so many spots up for grabs. Bumrah, he is the number one, but he has been injured. We don't know what's going to happen, how quickly he can come back with that knee injury.
Side field had changed just then. Deep square leg put in place. The fine leg coming up in the circle, so a shift in the length. That is enjoying this, Ben Curran.
The first one into the pads, the second one on middle stump. And then a bit of a change in length from the debutant. So lots of places up for grabs for the fast bowlers if you've got a good outing. So you're always in the mix, you're always in the radar, and injuries open up those spots for you.
There's so much cricket. So if you can keep yourself fit, ready to go, you'll get a go. 16 for 1. That's a look down Zimbabwe's batting card. Raza to come, Burl, they whack it, Madevere. Normally you'd see him further up, but being used these days as a finisher in that middle order, as is Marumani. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful, just squaring up Myers. Was so good in the first over as well. Have a look at length so good. Up to the new batter, but predominantly it's back of length. And what you also want to look at is on the right there, the speeds. Excellent stuff.
Also an interesting bit of technique from Down Myers. Just squares up, he's playing beside the ball.
Put down. It was hit so hard. And Abhishek Sharma puts it down a backward point, and he might have done himself a mischief. There's some mischief from the bowler though, Mayank. He's overstepped and will afford Dion Myers a free hit. There's the evidence. Oh dear, Abhishek Sharma is walking off towards the physio. There'll be a sub coming on as well. Shedgate. Here comes quickly in that region a backward point, and a Goni. So everything at it. Yeah, straight. Just dips on him ever so slightly. And so hands go down and it hits the top. Say bottom of the wrist, top of the hand. Free hit goes nowhere. Too quick.
Yeah, it's good to see that he started well. Yes, trying to take the pace up, ending up overstretching.
The ploy to try and make sure that they utilize these first 6 overs in the power play. Straighter with the short one. And yeah, when it's out wide to play the cut shot, or rather quick. Need to figure out a way very quickly. Use the pace.
What is it that you're looking for from a Zimbabwe perspective from the series, Tommy?
Yeah, went at that one that time. Not quite short enough. Yeah, I think it's important to continually make progress. I mean, of course, you're playing for the win, always. Yeah, in no position, really, that time, Dion Myers, to get that onto the onside. He prefers offside. You said he plays beside the ball, so got to figure out a way himself to use the pace, even if he's going on that offside. In the power play, he's got some leeway, some spaces in the deep. Changes in terms of the order. Normally Bennett and Marumani, if you think back to that World Cup, have decided to shift that around. Curran into the side, perhaps an influence to that left-hander himself, keep that left right going. But you do need players at the top of the order who are going to make sure that they use the power play. Marumani certainly played that way. Probably didn't kick on, and that's kind of his downfall. Oh, just short. Yeah, off the edge as he tries to push into that offside. And quite fortunate it doesn't carry in the end. Good effort, Bishnoi. Yeah, wide down the leg side. With a slower ball that time. Quite right, and as far as his direction is concerned, since that first over.
I think this is one thing which concerns me. And this is something which I have spoken about too during the IPL. Sometimes as bowlers, trying to be ahead of the curve too much. Just stick to what you're doing. Everything has gone well for you. Trying to preempt what the batter is doing when you're bowling well has caused the downfall for many a bowler.
And especially here, you can see that the pace of Mayank's troubling Myers. Got to work with that, keep it simple, just back of a length. And see what he decides to do with it. 19 for 1. It will populate. It's a weekday, so many at work. I have to sort of sneak away in lunch hour and not go back. Just the start of this one. 19 for 1 Zimbabwe. Bennett the man to go. Shreyas winning the toss and bowling first. Here's Prince Yadav. Really good operator, Prince Yadav, young bowler, also recently into India's side. Good skills. Seems to have a good feel for the game. A knowledge of when to use particular skills, and generally will hit what's a good length early on. Changes of pace, got a good bumper too. Gone. Yadav into the attack and gets a wicket straight away. It's Curran who hits it straight to Suryavanshi.
Yeah, Vaibhav Suryavanshi placed at the edge of the circle, and yet again the left-hander favouring the onside, picking it from outside the off stump. Prince Yadav coming around the wicket. And the customary celebration. So on debut, Ben Curran is dismissed for 10. Zimbabwe 19 for 2.
Sikandar Raza, Zimbabwe's captain, walks out to the middle. Of the numbers he has, been around forever. Decides to pull away from that one. Wide ball into the attack, and he's got a wicket already.
Yeah, and again, one of those bowlers who needs a good outing here in Zimbabwe. Lucky that it went straight to hand because it was short. It needed to be pulled at the edge of the circle there. Vaibhav Suryavanshi. I just think of Prince Yadav. He mentioned all those attributes. He went to England. The last game was one to forget. 1 for 79. So he's been sent, one of those players who's made the trek all the way from England alongside the captain Shivam Dubey at the end of the ODI series. So he needs a good series too.
A great opportunity, you'd say, for Zimbabwe here, and they should see it as such. An Indian side that's not gone so well in the recent tours. Ideally, you'd want it the other way, where you win the toss and you bowl first and apply that pressure again. But this is the way around it's gone, and early on can't afford to be timid. It's going to be, yes, a little bit in it, as has shown in this pitch. Bit of bounce, a little bit of movement. But you want to put pressure on them because of all that's gone before. Most matches on a winless streak by defending champions of the men's T20 World Cup. India 7 matches. Supposed to be on the list, you've got to be champions. So there's a silver lining somewhat. 20 for 2.
Mayank Yadav is having an excellent return to the Indian T20I side.
Yeah, the lengths he's bowled has forced the Zimbabwean batters to try and go square, and Myers has struggled through this innings, hasn't been able to get the ball away. This one he gets bat on, but no control. And he struggled through that innings. 6 from 14. Dion Myers, it's 20 for 3.
Ryan Burl is in. .71 short of 3,000 T20 international runs, vastly experienced. Mayank Yadav with his tail up.
He's been rapid. That's Mayank, and that's not the length that you should be looking to pull. Dion Myers, but it's been such a struggle. He's looking to break the shackles. India continue just to chip away at Zimbabwe's batting lineup here.
Good captaincy from Shreyas Iyer as well. Gave Mayank Yadav a third. So good.
Have a look at this. Mayank, the length that he's bowled and targeting the body hasn't given the Zimbabwean batsman time or room. Look at that. Constantly at the body has made it really an uncomfortable time at the crease in the power play. And as a result, those 3 wickets. Look at the fastest ball he's bowled, 149, an average of 143.
Mix up. In the end, no harm done for Zimbabwe.
Just a bit of confusion here. Squared up. Despite the ball hitting him, he might have just got himself home in time anyway.
Sikandar Raza, not known to hang around, especially not in this format. More runs against India than any other Zimbabwean. Still to get off the mark, the skipper. They found it so hard to get Mayank Yadav away. 5 gone, 21 for 3. Wherever you are, pick the network of your choice and the screen of your choice, and don't miss promises to be hugely entertaining 3-match T20I series. This is that time of the year, cricket season in Zimbabwe. Prince Yadav. What is the final over of the power play? Hard work this for the home side.
Yeah, that's an indication of some movement through the air there from Ryan Bull. He'll be happy with proceedings so far. Captain winning the toss, said he wasn't sure how it would play. As it stands, he made the right choice. 21 for 3 inside the power play. And this is how the 3 have gone. Right at the top of the innings early on, Brian Bennett, just a tickle. And a brave decision to go up. And Curran was next to go. He played a couple of nice strokes over the onside. This one he didn't quite hit well enough. And a few deliveries later, the demise of Dion Myers. Now, there's just been a bit of swing from Prince Yadav here, and Ryan Bull's just played the ball slightly inside the line, which meant that he's not been able to get bat onto it because of that little bit of swing, playing outside the line of the ball, and the ball just nipping back. That's better on that occasion. But let's take a closer look at the previous 2 deliveries. There's one, have a look at that. His head way outside the line of the original line of the ball, and then that was the next one as well. Previous ball he played a little bit better.
Big appeal, sounded like a couple of noises. Might be the only thing. Well, Shreyas Iyer decides to review anyway. Let's have another look.
Third umpire to director, we have a player review for LBW. Given not out on field, I've checked the bowler street, it's a fair delivery. Let's start with front on, please. Front on coming up, I know. Doesn't appear to be any bat involved. Let's just go to ultra edge to confirm bat or no bat. Clear gap as the ball passes bat. No bat involved. Let's go to ball tracking when ready, please. Original decisions not out. Pitching in line, impact in line. And wickets umpire's call. Stay with the original decision, I know. Your on-screen signal now.
Well, saved by minimal margins of the on-field umpire's call on height. Fair enough. Look at that side on. Let's hit the batter high. His back leg was still in line with the popping crease. Ever so close. Tino's got the umpire's hat on.
Oh, it doesn't get closer than that, does it? Lives to fight another day, Ryan Bill.
Ridden with risk, but a boundary finally to get Sikandar Raza off the mark and finish the power play with 4. 26 for 3. But something had to give. It was the end of that power play. Went awfully quiet. It was 16 at the end of the second over. Ashok Sharma went for 10. Just 6 runs of the next 3. These two need to rebuild now. Ryan Burl and Sikandar Raza have the experience. Ashok Sharma on debut. Expensive first over with the new ball. Here he is with the field spread. That's taken the batter by surprise and Ishan Kishan by surprise.
Full, quick, accurate. That's the previous ball last over. Hit on the move. But what he's done is he's kept the bat face firm and through the gap. It was a small one, but found it nonetheless.
So this is exciting, Tino, from an Indian standpoint. We've got 3 seamers, all of whom capable of clocking 145 plus. It's one of the key objectives in this series from an Indian point of view. That's a seed first up from Mayank Yadav. First ball, perfect length. Good enough to take the outside edge of Brian Bennett. More shots that weren't in complete control. Then Karan enjoyed the ball coming into him until Prince Yadav induced the false shot. In between all of this, plenty of playing and missing.
Yeah, 2 at 140 is good, but to get 3 who are consistently above it, that just shows the standard of fast bowling and the reserves that India have at the moment in terms of raw pace, which makes a huge difference. You can tell the Zimbabwean batters are flustered. They're not used to facing somebody consistently above 145, above 140.
Which is also why I like that selectors who back them in spite of what might be indifferent recent IPL seasons. Yash Thakur is in the squad, barely had a game. Ashok Sharma, Mayank Yadav as well. Quite set the stage on fire then, as we hope Ryan Burl is okay. He might get some attention with a concussion check. just as it was easy for the batters, it was tough for the bowlers back home in the IPL. They're making it count here. 27 for 3. And that's why I think it's wise for fans to be patient with the fast bowlers, not get carried away necessarily only by what they saw in extremely challenging bowling conditions in the IPL. India have identified a pool of fast bowlers. Let's not forget, you reset cycles now, you reset looking at the next T20 World Cup, which of course will be Australia and New Zealand in 2028. Fast bowlers, dare I say, will have a much bigger role to play there than the last one. It's a great place to watch cricket. Tino will be off to Castle Corner as soon as this game is done.
I might give it a miss today. Not quite as busy as I like it. Ronak? Saturday and Sunday for sure. Might do that while the game's going on. Great spot.
Randall's all right. Just coming back to that point, India have identified a skill set of fast bowlers. They're willing to give them time regardless of recent form. I think recent form sometimes isn't applicable to fast bowlers. Someone like Mayank Yadav's coming off such a long layoff from injury, had a few games for a tough franchise, tough in terms of how their season went. Direct hit needed. I think it was Shreyas Iyer would have had Sikandar Raza's opposite number short.
He gave up. It was struck too well and too close to the fielder. But he sold him a dummy because he looked like he was coming. And that's why the shake of the head from the captain Raza, because he's nowhere near getting back in.
Quite find the timing. The ball just feel like he's got to go for it. He's 3 of 13, 1 of 12 before this one. Tried to force the issue. Big boundaries here at RRA Sports Club. He's hit better lengths in this over, Ashok. 7 gone, 31 for 3. Well, the squeeze is on. Ryan Burns had a struggle, 4 of 14. Raza's not had much of the strike. And is there possibility of a release here? Make no mistake, Shivam Dube's bowling is improved, especially in conditions that are helpful. He's got the ingredients to challenge batters here. Extra height, extra bounce. Ryan Burl will no doubt target him.
Just to reiterate, the squeeze that you're talking about, Ronak. At the end of the second over, Zimbabwe was 16. That's going at 8 to the over. Next 5 overs, at the end of it, 31. Which means they've got 15 in the next 5 overs. 3 runs to the over. So they've just been choked in that power play. And I think you're quite right. This Zimbabwe will see as an opportunity with Shivam Dube coming into the attack as an opportunity to release. Just like that, but straight down the fielder's throat. Trouble, 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 Zimbabwe. It was there. Big boundary leg side. And he's picked the lone fielder, Sikandar Raza.
Well, in the pursuit of taking down Shivam Dube is the chance for Dube to pick up wickets, and that is a prized one. Sikandar Raza, the Zimbabwe captain, gone for 4. Zimbabwe 32 for 4. Trouble for Zimbabwe, and in comes Wesley Madhavere, himself returning from the wilderness. More than a year since his last T20I, but in good form, as exhibited in the one-off test against Bangladesh.
Raza, he could have hit this anyway. Just rolled the wrists and picked a lone field in front of square on the leg side boundary, and huge disappointment. But talking about Madhavere, yes, he's in good touch. He was in Bangladesh a month ago with the ZIM team, got 100 in a list A match. Half century in the test match against Bangladesh. And he also got some runs in the ODI series, left out of the T20Is, but he comes in now for this India series. That's the wicket, and it looks like it's probably just taken time to get to Raza, and that's why the connection is not so strong and doesn't get in front of that fielder. It's taken a few yards in.
I think he could have given himself one ball, Sikandar Raza, just to get accustomed to the change of pace, the dip in pace of Dube. You spent 4 overs battling it out against Mayank and Ashok. Just one ball. As I was saying, Shivam Dube is a big part of India's T20 plans. He's a double World Cup winner. What will be an absence that India have learned to live with of Hardik Pandya, hold India's premier all-rounder for major tournaments. Dube's bowling, I think, is something that you really want to be reliable, especially in conditions that are helpful. He's made something happen. That's very good from Ryan Burl. Walks across, gets inside the line and puts the final ball of the over away. 37 for 4 after 8.
Yeah, one has to say India definitely on top after 8 overs. 37 for 4 Zimbabwe. after having been asked to bat first. But this, just walking in, helping it on its way. Ryan Burl. It was shot, slightly shot, the extra bounce being used very nicely. Ashok Sharma has started in an expensive fashion, but has come back pretty strongly. Alongside, for the first time this afternoon, Ed Rainsford.
Good afternoon, Kartik. Yeah, it's been a very indifferent start for Zimbabwe, given the fact that they've played in these conditions and have actually had a good deal of cricket underneath their belt.
Good piece of fielding. There's the one catch that was dropped, but that was of a no ball. But India have been pretty sharp. The first one, a very good ball to get rid of the opener, Brian Bennett, and then Ben Curran caught in the 30-yard circle. Prince Yadav the wicket. Another wicket in the form Dion Myers, and then Sikandar Raza holding out in the deep.
Yeah, you look at those dismissals, and one of the main issues for Zimbabwe during the Bangladesh series was that Naid Rana was a handful. And he picked up a lot of wickets, and you look at the lengths here, and these Indian bowlers that have come out and bowled at high pace and a hostile line and length. So it's surprising that the learnings haven't carried over to this series, and also the shot selection.
I think that is going to be a key thing right during this series, I think, Ed. Just all three games are going to be here in Harare. And you look at the dimensions, these are big boundaries. And as a bowler, you want to use the square boundaries very nicely, especially when you've got that extra bounce.
That's a brilliant point. The square boundaries are enormous, yeah. And you look at the dimensions on screen right now, down the ground 79 meters, 72 square, 63 and 62 behind square if you're coming from the golf course end. But look at that, 81 and 76. For T20 cricket, a bit big or not.
In golf, we have that term, it plays longer than it seems. And that is exactly what this ground is all about. It actually feels longer than what those dimensions suggest.
See the camera now will just pan across Harare Sports Club, and you're right. When you're sitting here and you look across to your right or your left, you think to yourself, well, that does look a lot longer. It looks as if there's another 10 meters on it.
They're pretty good. This has been a pretty good comeback from Ashok. Taken for a few runs by Ben Curran. Into his third over. He'll finish well. Just 3 of it. It's 40 for 4 after 9. For 4, so 3 seamers deployed, and then Shivam Dubey, the gentle medium, one would say, compared to the other 3, especially Mayank and Ashok Sharma. But for the first time in the game, Ravi Bishnoi, right arm leg break from the end where Shivam Dubey bowled. Caught in front, is it? Immediately given. One would wonder why was Shivam Dubey stopped, but it has worked out well. On the money, immediately Ravi Bishnoi, and the review has been taken.
Third umpire to director, we have a player review for LBW and was given out on field. I've checked the bowler's feet, it is a fair delivery. Let's start with front on, please. Front on coming up, I know. I can't see if there's bat involved. Now let's go to outer edge. Outrage coming up. There's a spike when the ball is next to the ball. There's bat involved. You'll have to overturn your original decision. I know. Stand by your on-screen signal now.
Yeah, the faintest of edges has saved Madhavere. And one was wondering, I think both of us were wondering, why did he take the review? Has he burned one? But that was not the case. Inside edge, and he knew that. Plays it very fine.
Yeah, the one thing about Ravi Bishnoi is that you're going to have to make your decisions pretty quickly because it's very quick through the air and off the pitch. Have a look at this again. And he went up straight away, did Wesley Madhavere, and you're right, we both sat here and thought, wow, that looks very straight, but there you go, a spike on outer edge. I know, having to change his decision.
None for 60. In the last T20 that he played, Ravi Bishnoi, a difficult outing in England. And he's got Harsh Dubey for company. Called a wide by the umpire, I know.
Yeah, that tour of the United Kingdom and Ireland was a tough one for India. A few comments have been flying around about the performances.
I think one of the big problems for Ravi Bishnoi was the circular or the semi-circular run-up. He ended up bowling lots of no balls in a crucial phase of that game, ended up going for quite a few runs in that over and ultimately losing his place. It's still there, but it's just that it was a lot more pronounced during that series. Interesting again, Ed, that he went back to it during the IPL because he felt that what he did last year while playing for LSG wasn't working. So that is that semi-circular run-up that we're talking about. It just got a bit more pronounced during England.
Look, there's no perfect run-up, there's no perfect action. You look at how successful Bumrah has been, but there's that sort of half step to the left and then brings himself back in. And then finishes down the middle of his body. There's a lot going on there, and there's a lot of timing issues as well that you need to get succinct perfectly.
In the air, just falling short of long on. Yeah, his back leg was cutting the return crease. He's a funny no ball. One can call that, because normally you get done for overstepping. He was getting done for his back leg cutting that return crease.
Yeah, no timing again by the Zimbabwean batters. And safe of the field in the deep.
It's again trying to lap it fine. Wesley Madhavere. Signal bat this time. So another fine over, another tidy over from India. 46 for 4 at the halfway stage. And the umpires will be signalling for a drinks break. India definitely on top in this first T20 international here at the Harare Sports Club in Zimbabwe. Yeah, not the kind of scorecard which Zimbabwe would have been looking for. Excellent work from the seamers, especially Mayank and Prince. Ashok making amends, and then Shivam Dube picking up a wicket in the first over. Change of ends for him. He's bowling from the CTN. Now he's on from the golf course end.
Let's have a look at the Indian seamers and how they've gone about their work. Full, and then look at the adjustment. Looking for that shortish to back of a length. And that's where they've been able to get their rewards. When they've gone full, they've been punished. When they've gone into the pitch and tested the square boundaries, as you've said, really, they've been well rewarded. And those are the subtle changes or the quick changes you make within the game.
That should be a good hit. It is a good hit. 50 up for Zimbabwe in the 11th over.
Short of runs in the Bangladesh series was Ryan Bill. He gave it away on a few occasions. Difficulties that he's found with his timing. This time gets one out the middle of the bat. Have a closer look. TV umpire. Yeah, no issues. All the way for six. First six of the Zimbabwe innings.
Yeah, they need to make something of this back 10. Only 46 in the first 10, losing 4 wickets. And the chat during the drinks break would have been, what can we get to? Shot in the gap. Weber Suryavanshi out there in the deep.
It's an excellent question, and it's a tough place to find yourself when you've only mustered 46 runs in 10 overs. Those 160s, the 170s, they escape the mind. So now you're trying to bat out your overs and take the game as deep as possible, or your innings as deep as possible. Wonderful swing of the bat there by Bill, and as you rightfully say, need a lot more of these.
And India have gone in with 3 seamers and Ravi Bishnoi. So you've got a few part-timers. And when I say part-timers, guys who don't bowl their quota of 4 overs very regularly. Shivam Dube being one of them. Again, the short ball ploy being used by the bowlers here. It has offered some bounce. And again, when you look at the dimensions, as a bowler, you want to be slightly back of a length, too hard length, making sure that the batters have to access those big areas, the big open areas. Can they find the timing right, especially given the bounce on the surface?
And in that particular instance, I think Ryan Bill was better placed going over the short third, rather than trying to swat it to backward point or deep backward point.
Good change of pace from Shivam Dube.
Indian seamers today, wickets and other deliveries, and everything is into that hard length, that 8 meter. Not a lot in from 6 meters moving forward towards the stumps. And so the game plan is evident on your screen. It's about how Zimbabwe now looks at that game plan and try and goes against it, where in fact they've actually played in the hands of India.
So I'm coming down the track. This is good from Shivam Dubey. 56 for 4 after 11. Yeah, 56 for 4. Zimbabwe in this first T20 international. So 2 overs bowled by Shivam Dubey. Now Ravi Bishnoi into his second.
Yeah, strong player through the leg side, but he's trying to go the opposite end is Ryan Burl. Favours long on and cow corner.
I think not a bad ploy. Just think of what Ravi Bishnoi does. He's going to take the ball away from the left-hander. We spoke about those big areas down the leg side, so you're actually sweeping against the spin. So might as well try and reverse sweep him with the spin or with the angle. That's what he normally tries to do. Take the ball away from the left-hander, Ravi Bishnoi.
Wesley Madere, 6 off 11. Bill, 22 off 28, trying to play catch-up, but that's a state of where the batters are now in a realm of trying to make a play, but with such scoreboard pressure, having lost 4 wickets. And dot balls are not going to help. And we said it's probably 9 deliveries ago that this has to be a better 10 overs. This has to be a better phase of the game, because right now India are just controlling it. They're waiting for Zimbabwe to make that particular play.
He's tried that on a few occasions, mainly given that there is no shot fine, operating with a mid-wicket, so trying to walk in, trying to play it fine. Only once has he got a bit of bat to it so far, Madhavere.
43 dots. Seven overs, just taken out of the context of the game for Zimbabwe.
Very close to the tram line there. And from a Ravi Bishnoi point of view, it's good that he has managed to work his way around that problem. Any bowler, no ball is a big problem. And shouts of catch it. Again, no timing from the left-hander. Ryan Burl. That is something which you spoke about just a while ago. 59 for 4 after 12.
Yadav was excellent with the new ball on his return to the Indian side. Managed to get a few away of Shivam Dubey. Bishnoi's bowled 2 quiet overs. Zimbabwe need to finish big. There will be the opportunity. Shreyas Iyer has to get resume 4 overs out of Dubey. He is committed to using just 5 bowlers. 4 of 14 at one stage, Ryan Burl, so 23 of 13. Holds the key, perhaps, Tino Mavoyo, if Zimbabwe had to get something competitive.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see how Burl will maneuver the remaining part of his innings in context to what is required from a Zimbabwean point of view. Because it won't help that Madevere in the other end is also struggling. 13 deliveries for his 6 runs. And look at that, the current rate won't even get Zimbabwe to 100. 8 and over, which will be difficult to achieve, will get them 123. 10 will get them shy of 140, 138.
Madhavira, on the other hand, also has to get going. 6 of 13. That single of the first ball by Ryan Burls, a milestone single. He's gone to 3,000 T20 international runs. In fact, it's 3,000 international runs as we look at Madhavira struggling to force it. Dubé's used the slow ball to good effect. Just right. As per the officials, above head high would have been wide.
Not a bad option from Dubé. I wonder if that was maybe a little bit higher than the umpire anticipated.
Change of bat ever worked for you instantly?
I'm trying to think. Never really changed my bat when I was mid-innings. If the objective was to block the next one, then yes, it did work. I remember one time it working. Not looking to clear the boundaries. You remind me when you talk about bats and changing bats of a former teammate of mine, Hamilton Masakadza, who used to name his array of bats in his kit bag against the names of swords. So there was an Excalibur, there was a Tori Hanzo. And when I first moved into the commentary box, I was commentating and he was out there batting, so I told a story about that.
Grace Harris, the Australian women's international power hitter, names her bats after burgers.
Wow. On that occasion, Hamilton's Hattori Hanzo, which was bat number 1, was very blunt. Got the Excalibur out, and that